another Thursday night show with the Martini Moments with Meg and John. Uh, Another great show here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that Meg is at a business meeting that ran late. She's out of town. She's probably 80 miles from my house. She's heading back. I don't think we're going to get her on tonight because that meeting she went to ran late. So she's been a godsend for me to do this show. She came on board to do this. We got top billing here because she's the one who came up with the Martini Moments. It's both her and myself, we like our martinis. And so for tonight, we have a special guest. I put it up on the advertisement. She's the PWA secretary. Her name's Leaett Lipka. Leaett, come on in. There we go.
Thanks, John.
Hey, Leaett, how you doing?
I won't join you in a martini, but I did have my sangria with me, okay?
There you go. I love sangria. I love red wines. So let's just tell a little about Leaett. Leaett, tell us a little about yourself. So your company you guys run what's it called and when did it start? How many years ago?
Under Pressure Washing, and we started 26 years ago with a pressure washer in the back of a pickup truck. And now we have 4 crews.
Wow, isn't that something? I started the same way. I had a pressure washer in the back of I had a pickup truck. It was a Ford F-150. I had a lift on it, so it had a 3-4-inch lift. And I used to try to carry that power washer out of there. And I started the same way. I think most people do start with that pickup truck. And the key is to be resilient, though, right? I mean, you're 26 years. So you started in 1996 or 97? 96, right?
6.
Yeah, me too. So technically you're on your 27th year.
Yeah. And there were no training videos, no YouTube videos, no nothing. My husband practiced on our house and he put a hole in the house. So there you go.
That is so funny. I practiced on my father owned the company. I practiced on his business partner's house. He got 3 partners. He had aluminum siding. I took the paint right off. That's the first thing I've ever done. So that's how we learn. But all right, so let's just go along the way. So you started in 1996, like I did. I found Delco's bulletin board on the internet by 1998. I met people like Ron Musgraves and Everett Abrams on these things. Where did you find how did you get involved with the industry? Like, where did you find, let's say, the PWA, for example? How'd that come about?
My husband had heard about it, I think, from somebody at one of the repair shops that he was at. And it was in Orlando that year. And he had plans to go that year, but I ended up delivering my daughter early. So we didn't even actually make it to the first convention that we planned on going to. It was the following year that we went. So
what year was that? What year was that? Do you remember?
So let me see which one that was. That was Riley. So that would have been in 2004, I think.
2004. It had to be around there. My first convention.
Oh wait, actually, I'm sorry. Let me see. That was It was Madison. It was 2001. 2001.
Ooh. Okay, because I joined New York back in 2000. I went to some roundtables. I did my own roundtable with the PWA. But I didn't go to my first convention until 2004. I came on the board then, and they did a co-convention with the IWCA. That was the biggest convention I went to in this industry for many years until I went to the Huge. I think it might have been the Huge didn't pass them up until I think it was Branson. Branson was big. So your first convention was 2001. So in Orlando. So what did you go for there? Like, I mean, you must have took classes. I mean, what got you guys so interested in New York?
Yeah, it was definitely the classes, a lot of business classes that we had, and just ideas that we hadn't heard before, and then just to be around other people that were in the same industry that were going through what we were going through. We've actually made like lifetime friends by going to the PWA. You know, we've been in 26 years, and every time we go, we still learned something new, and we still meet new people. And like I said, we have lifelong friends, Bo and Meg and Marie and Andy, and
all of them.
There's just a number of them. I mean, that's like our little family.
You know, I'm reading what these people saying. Robbie Wood says, how does someone do marketing in 1996? I can tell you what I did. Because I was a police officer for a lot of years back then, and I had money to burn, and I would advertise in 10 local papers here on Long Island. Long Island's got 8 million people on it, so I had 10 local papers, and I had the biggest ad in the yellow pages for quite a few years until the end. I started losing money on that. How did you advertise back then, besides Did you
Yeah,
knock on
there was
doors?
yellow pages and flyers.
Did you
We
ever
put
knock on
flyers
doors
out.
though? Did you do the knocking on door thing? I never did.
I had young kids, so that part I never did. My husband probably did a little bit, but he didn't like to do that. So
Right.
honestly, it was probably yellow pages and putting flyers on people's cars. And back then,
Right.
people didn't seem to mind because there wasn't the advertising we have today.
You know, so your husband, you know, when I started my power washer company, my wife runs it today. I tell everybody that she runs the whole thing. You ladies are so sharp. Nobody wants to hear me on the phone. When I first started, you know, my wife stayed home because our first child was born. And I tell people that, you know, that was Long Island. You have to have two salaries to really survive here. Everything's expensive. And initially, my wife stayed home with the kid. Oh, our kids did really well with school. My wife was class mother for years and all that stuff. But in the end, um, I learned from listen to this at one of the PWA conventions in 2004 and five, around that range. I don't know if you know the name Tony Szabo.
No.
Yeah, he joined the board because him and I became friends. When I became a director back in 2004, he came up to me in there and he couldn't thank me enough for all the knowledge I was giving out. But yet his company was big. Mine was relatively small. And what happened to him was he used to run 17 different car wash places up in the Chicago area. He started his company, but then he got into a niche, and I could talk about that on another show. But he said to me, he says, John, actually it was 2006. He says, why don't you get your wife involved? And I said, you know what? My wife's home with the children. I'm a workaholic to start out with, and this is how dumb I was. I said, you know what? Nobody wants to. You got to find this funny. Nobody wants to call up and ask for a job and talk to a person that's never done the job. How terrible was that? So my wife never, you know, for 4 years, my wife never said nothing. My sister-in-law, her sister kept telling me, who thinks like that? I said, that's the way I thought. But Tony told me, he says, John, the best thing I've ever done was I got my wife involved. To the point, my wife kind of steered the company. In the end, he's one of the biggest water tower cleaning companies nationwide. His wife,
Wow.
they got into that niche. So I learned about niches. So when you started with your husband, how did that? I mean, let's go back to that for a second. People want to know about you. How did that start? Like, who said let's do power washing? Where'd that come from?
All right. So my husband owned a lawn business,
Right.
and down here in Florida, that pretty much dies in the winter because the grass is not growing. So he got bored and he decided I need to do something to supplement. And so he just had a roommate that was talking about pressure washing and cleaning and stuff. And he asked what that was because he's from New Jersey. He didn't know really much about pressure washing.
Right.
And so he went and researched it, and he ended up buying one.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
And he didn't actually get his first pressure washing job for a whole entire month. And he bought a commercial pressure washer to start off with. So he put some money into it. And he thought, why did I spend all this money and I haven't even got a job? But that's how he started. And it soon took over, and we sold the lawn business and did strictly pressure washing. Fast forward a few years, we were married, got pregnant with the first child. I worked for the bank. I had my investment license, but I wanted to stay home with the kids. So
yep, same thing with my wife.
Yep, took a leave of absence for 6 months, see if it would work out. And, you know, God blessed us. Our business grew, replaced my income. And then I just started, you know, my background is in accounting, and I just started doing more of the book work. And then I started reaching out to repeat customers and calling, and it just slowly got into the business. And I've heard him say any pressure washing stuff so many times that I could answer the phone and answer just about any question anybody had when they called. I know the whole process and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and then it grew and grew, and now my kids are older, and so I 100% in the office. I'm working all the time.
Right. That's Kathy, you want to hear something crazy? Kathy, you know, we don't get up 6 o'clock, but Kathy always answers the phone, and she was really doing really well with Estee Lauder. You know, she was rising to the top fast, to the point she was almost running the New York office. She was in Long Island, but she always answered the phone. She was always asking me how this business works, always asking me what is it that you like to do. So she studied up and stuff, so she became very knowledgeable. I'm going to give away one of these hats fast. And, you know, one of the guys here, Andrew Anfinson, says, hey, I'm still using I'm still using the yellow pages. Well, you know what? Maybe every area is different. I mean, my area, Facebook
Well,
advertising.
yellow pages are online now, so
There you go.
it's
If it
online.
works, I tell people in my company, like, what works for me is SEO, very big for me here. And also, I spent thousands on Facebook advertising, and I lost money on that. But I do Google AdWords with Anya Curry from Ambidextrous Services, and the Google AdWords work better for my type of company here. But what I do here doesn't mean it works for you over there. And he also does door to door. I'm gonna tell you, New York, that's not gonna work. In Long Island, it's not gonna work because people are all. New Yorkers are very
Here it
nervous.
doesn't work. We have too many HOAs. They do not
Right.
want you.
Oh yeah, they don't want that.
You'll get kicked out. So we do SEO. We do the Google AdWords, and we do one print publication that only goes into high-end homes, gated communities, and things of that nature.
See, and that worked out really well for you guys. So that's valuable information. But I'm going to give away one of these hats right now. This is a question I brought. This is a thing I brought at the very beginning. Leaett Lipka, what's her position with the PWNA? Let me see. John is the man. No, Leaett. You know what they should say? I want to say like Leaett's the man. That doesn't make sense. People like her, Deborah Murray, my wife, Meg Josetti, I can name Joy Miller. You guys are so good at what you do, and I have daughters and sisters, and I know that you guys can really look. My wife worked for Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is a zillion. She passed away years ago, but my wife was working in that direction, and you really should consider getting your wives involved, because the one thing what I noticed with my daughters and my sisters, they're more cerebral, they're more communicative. What I learned, and they're clear and they're focused. Both my daughters are so focused. That's why I'm going half crazy. They both went into the psychology field. So what do we got here? Leaett, where does your mostly
most of mine comes from because we've been in business for 10 years and we're in Florida and there's a lot of humidity and rain, is repeat customers and word of mouth by far. Right. But I will never give up my Google AdWords and SEO because we get a lot of organic searches from our SEO, and we still get a lot of responses from our Google AdWords. But being this long in business, if you do a good job, word of mouth and referrals, and also we do a lot of work for HOA boards and realtors, so things of that nature. Get into HOA properties. Also, we attend a Community Institute Association, which is all property owners. And so business to business, get into those. They're showing Wine and Wash. Yeah, we'll be having Wine and Wash this year on, I believe it is Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4. And that's going to be in Bo Josetti's room, his executive suite. So join us there. There's RSVP on the website for that. Oh, we're in Florida. We're out of Sarasota. Let's see what else there. Oh, you're showing the convention page on our website. All the information regarding Power Clean this year is on our website. You can register there. You can register for golf, for your tickets. See the latest schedule, trade show floor, and that's all on there for you. Also, just a heads up, the hotel for the convention is sold out at the Rosen Shingle, but you do get the contracted group rate at the Rosen Center.
Leaett, can you see me?
I can see you now. I couldn't before.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. There was a storm here earlier. First of all, I want to talk about the guys here. Matthew Miller says you're the president of the PWNA.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I'm going to tell you, if she ever wanted that position, I'd be the first person to vote for her. Elisa Manjuno says you're the president. You got a lot of people in here saying you're the president.
I like the behind the scenes. I'll do some.
Me too. But because you do such a good job, people know about you. Robbie Witt says secretary. Yes, Robbie Witt,
secretary.
You're a winner. PM me that you're the winner of that. What do you? I see Robbie Witt. I go over to the first person I see. Okay. Yep. We got a lot of people. Just when I'm teaching, I miss the wine. Trudy Wilmot. Just when I'm teaching, I miss the wine. That's interesting. Somebody says they're in the East Coast. Okay, we got a lot of people responding. Let me tell you, this went out to 6,000 people tonight in the industry. All right, so Robbie Witt, you got a hat. So let's talk about the convention that the PWA's got coming up with Cedars Power Clean. This is what
it's our 30th anniversary.
Yo,
30th.
big.
It's huge. We're going to do some different stuff this time around. As you know, we've invited other industries to help celebrate with us.
Right.
IWCA, UAMCC, CETA's going to be there. You're going to be there. Carlos Gonzalez, he's teaching his class there. Patrick Clark. There are over 35 classes that are included with the convention pass. We have never had this many classes
before. What? I can give that away now because you brought up something good, but we'll hold off a little bit longer. But one of the things now, Leaett sent me this. I want you to know she sent me this a while back. Just because what's going on in the business world. Look, some people say we're in a recession. Some people think we're not. I'm hoping we're not. I'm thinking a little bit to the negative here. But what I learned a long time ago, and me and Leaett had this discussion, was when times get tough, when you should do this all the time, but when times get tough, the one thing you never want to sacrifice is on education. You just don't want to do that because when times get tough, companies go out of business. So you always want to stay ahead of the curve. So the PWA and a convention pass, these are the things you're going to get. And Leaett, if I miss something here, you can tell me. You know, Wesley Bloom, 27 years old, journey from zero to $300,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Ken Tucker, online marketing. That's huge.
Yep.
I survived. We keep building on that. Ron Musgraves and Christy White, two past presidents at UAMCC. They're doing unsolicited bidding. That's a tough one. I'm going to take that class because, you know, that's something to know yourself. Bo Josetti's doing HOA market success. AC Lockyer, the 5 keys to pattern success. AC Lock's got a #1 selling book on Amazon right now. We have Kurt Kempton, the creative responsibility, doing refining your sales process. Marco Ramondo, my wife's taking his online LinkedIn show he's got or program he's got. He's doing LinkedIn marketing. LinkedIn's huge. People don't realize how huge that is. You have John what's his name? Majak? Is it Majak or Mayhack? What is it?
I think that is Majak.
Okay. John Majak, Mr. Pipeline, transforming your business into lead generating machine. Here's the one I love. I love this. Listen to this. Jill's office. A lot of us heard of Jill's office. She's going to teach you how to turn your phone into an ATM machine. How's that?
Yeah, John, you know what I like mostly about all of these classes? And this is one of the reasons I love going to the PWA. When you go in these classes, it's strictly education. Those instructors are not selling anything. They're not selling themselves. Right. They are there strictly for education. And so I don't care how many years you've been in business. Even after 26 years, I still learn. And the reason I go to the PWA every single year is because it gets me back on track to do the things that are important, because I can get lost in day-to-day activities of running the business and forget to actually work on the business, growing it. I contribute our growth to being part of the PWNA.
Oh God, so do I. I mean, you know, I've been involved with them 22 years, and I met people like Darryl Mercer with 500 plus employees. I met Ty Eubanks, you know Ty, and I always forget his. My wife's friends with her. What's the wife's name again? Ty Eubanks. Vicky.
Oh Vicky. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and
I met
Connor is great too.
Connor's a star. Me and Connor are tight. I love to see him get on the board one year. He's really, I mean, Ty and Vicky, you know, to have a son like that's unbelievable. And I also met the nephew of the owner of that tech company that found out about me through the PWA convention, and they're a $90 billion company. So I made my connections going to the PWA convention. This will be my 9th, I think it is. And you know what? As valuable as social networking is, because you really can get your word out, if you really, really want to learn, you want to be there in person. And I'll tell you why that is. I always talk about this, about Billy Joel. Billy Joel grew up 15 minutes from where I live here. And Billy Joel, if you saw him on YouTube, you might watch a minute and a half. Like, you see him in person, like when he plays Yankee in Citi Field Stadium, which I've seen him at. It's same with Paul McCartney. If you see these people on YouTube, how long are you going to watch it for? When you're there in person, you never forget it. So when I go to these conventions, one of the things I learned the most was the classes are valuable. I market, my certifications. And the biggest of all is your networking. You can stand next to a guy who could be making, $6-7 million a year. Stephanie White. Remember Stephanie White?
Yep.
I met her at the PWA convention. We done a co-class together. Her company's huge. She's got 65 employees. Huge company. So I recommend everybody to go to this convention, because the big thing here is the economy may get tough for another year, but at least you're gaining education. That's one thing you never want to pass on, especially when times get tough, because you're going to see a lot of companies that are doing it now. They're going out of business because they don't educate themselves to learn the business end of this stuff. Business end is huge.
For sure. And we have Chuck Violin coming back this year. Not many people know his name, but you should. Look him up. When he had his first class, people were so blown away by it. His next 2 classes that he had after that, we literally had people standing in the back of the room. You will know your numbers and how to read them and what to do with them. I mean, like, that's all he does is help businesses.
Now, what class is that? Which one is that?
So he has Here's Your Job as a CEO. That one's that's an excellent one. And what is the other one he's doing?
Wait. What's his name?
Oh, and he's also a keynote speaker. So he's going to be on where are we? Okay.
Is that part of the convention?
Yeah, so twice on Friday. He's the keynote speaker at 9 a.m. and he's doing sailboats, yachts, and tall masted ships, and he's just comparing businesses to boats. But the story works, and you've got to be there. And then he's doing an individual class, the one that I just told you about. Here's Your Job as a CEO. Right after that at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Chuck Violin.
Yeah, I heard of him. So I don't have, what, you sent me this thing. I think I cut off the bottom. Is that part of the convention pass?
Yeah, that's part of the convention pass. The only thing that costs extra money is our certification classes, if you want to get certified. And then we have your class and Carlos.
Right.
Everything else is included with the convention pass.
Guys,
and you see the new hat I got tonight?
Deco.
Deco. Deco is paying $100 towards every new membership. So when you do the convention package and become a member and come to convention, you're saving $250 with membership at convention.
You know what? You ever see the movie Analyze This with Robert De Niro?
Mm-hmm.
You remember in there, he goes, Billy Crystal's also, a lot of people grew up in my area. Like you have Seinfeld, you have Billy Crystal, Billy Joel. But do you remember in there when he was telling Billy Crystal, you're good? You remember that part? He goes, you're good. And Billy Crystal goes, I'm okay. He's a psychologist like my daughter's. He's like, I'm okay. And he goes, no, you're good. And he goes, like, I don't think I'm okay. And then now he's a godfather in the movie, right? He's like, no, you're good. End of discussion. You are good. I got to tell you, Leaett, you are brilliant to bring this stuff up, because this is such beneficial for people to know this, that maybe you spend a few bucks at the convention, but this is such, as Ty says, Ty Eubanks, golden nuggets. I mean, every one of these golden nuggets are valuable. So I think people should really look into the PWA convention. It's the PWA CETA/Power Clean convention, and also CETA.
And this is the first year non-members can come, and they come at the member rate.
That's
you always
great.
Had to be a member before, so it is open to everybody this year. You do not have to become a member.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I give all you guys the credit, but Bo Josetti, who's going to be my very last interview, talked about this years ago. He felt he can get the industry all somewhat united. We're all on the same page. And back then, when he first became a director, was all CETA did their own thing, the PWA did their own thing, you had UMCC doing their own thing, the IWCA doing their own thing. And now where we are today, you got the PWA and CETA bonded for the last 3 conventions, I guess it is, or this would be the 3rd convention. And then you got IWCA and you got UMCC. These are 4 not-for-profit organizations, which means people like Leaett, who I think should be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, are doing this on their own time, their own dime, because they want to give back to the industry. So that's a big thing here. People should realize you have all these different not-for-profit 501c3s. I think 1 or 2 of them might be C6s. That you all, they're all in here to educate us, and we're all in this together. And that's why I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, all of the orgs, I think everybody's come together. We were at the huge convention. We had a great time there. We were at the IWCA, and they're going to be at ours. We had a great time there. This is the first time in a long time I feel like the orgs are united. Like,
yes,
we all have one purpose, and that's to have a professional pressure washing industry.
There you go. There it is. I mean, you had Bo Josetti with his board. I told people, I've been involved with this organization 22 years, more so since 2004. And the best, I don't know if he's watching this. I'm not trying to kiss no ass. I'm not one to do it. The best president I ever served under was Bo, and the best board I've ever served. I was also the treasurer one time, but the best board I ever served under was you guys. You have a solid board. I mean, you're all on the same page.
We get along really well. We're we just all complement each other, and so I think that makes it work.
And there's no egos. None of you guys have any egos. The egos are
so big. There's no egos in this industry, is there, John?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I got to check myself in. You know what?
And guess what we're having for the first time ever at the convention?
Okay.
We're having a cornhole tournament. We're doing it at the same time as the outdoor demos.
Right.
But it's going to be for a benefit. All of the money raised during the cornhole during the cornhole tournament is going to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. And Marie and Joey are putting it together. And they did it in memory of my daughter, Madison, who passed away last year of cancer. So I'm very excited about it. And September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. So
you know what? God bless your daughter. I remember you going through that. And I want to do it. I'm not going to play cornhole because what time are they playing? Early in the morning? What time is that going down?
No. It's during the demos. It's from, I believe it's from 3 to 4, and it's on Saturday.
Okay. I want to do a donation to that. What about the wine and wash? What's going on? I want to give away one more hat. And, it keeps popping up in here that John's giving away. It says John's giving away the convention pass. I want you guys to know. This is Leaett's idea. All along, she told me I can give away convention passes. You got that approved. So Leaett, you're going to give away that convention pass. But I'm going to give away another hat tonight. These are the best hats. Fin Print gets these hats. Now, people are going to get mad if I tell you where they come from. North Vietnam. You can't get these right now. They only weigh 1 ounce. I wanted to get.
That's really nice.
Yeah, these are great hats. I want to give. What can I give away another hat for, Leaett? You got anything in mind?
Let's
give a tough question away because you're gonna give away the convention pass, because this is your idea.
Okay. Well, for the hat, why are we doing the cornhole? Why are we doing the cornhole tournament? What is it to benefit?
That's a good one. Hey, my homeboy George Nolan back. We grew up together. We used to play hockey together. Me and him. He says my condolences. Hello to my longtime friend John. Got Lisa dry as a bone. You got Pressure Wash Institute, long time since all orgs. Hey, you know what? Ron Musgraves, he's not here, but the National Cleaning Expo, they put the orgs. They did it once before. That was done actually once before. That's awesome. We got Michael Brown. Wesley is awesome. Wesley's doing that class. Facebook user, hey, great stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here. So
and UAMCC is having classes. IWCA is also having classes. So if anybody wants to learn about window cleaning,
what?
We haven't talked. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you got 2 people here. You have Andrew Anafitson. He's correct, but he's not naming the benefit. Cornhole benefit for a memorial. Oh, Matthew Miller.
Who's it going to? Which foundation is going to get the money?
Yeah, Matthew Miller saying money goes to pediatric cancer. Is that correct?
Yeah, Pediatric Cancer Foundation.
Matthew, PM me your name, your address. So the second half we gave away tonight. Robbie Wish says something nice in memory of your daughter. God bless. I tell you, not to go on that, but your daughter was so strong, even all the way through. I watched all those videos. She was unbelievable.
Yeah, she was.
She was, and she put herself in a position for people to always stay positive. You never forget.
Yeah.
You always stay positive. And I never saw. I'm going to tell you, being a cop that's been involved with a lot of stuff, I never saw anything so. I watched the whole thing. So amazing what I saw in that thing. It was totally incredible. All right, so we got Matthew Miller. Yes, PM me. Yeah, okay. We got a lot of people responding in here. So
yes.
Yeah.
So IWCA, let's go back to that. They're doing
Yes.
window cleaning. They've got part 1 and part 2. So if anybody wants to add window cleaning to their pressure washing business, that class is included with the cost of a convention pass. And then one thing we've never had, and I think it's huge too that you can add on, and we definitely have an expert teaching it, is the solar panel cleaning class.
Ooh,
Nate Abrams from Karcher is teaching it.
That's big. And Karcher is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Mm-hmm.
You have, just to tell you guys, some of the vendors going there. You have Kohler, my favorite. Honda, my second favorite. These are manufacturers. You have Nilfix, who I dealt with in the past, and Karcher. Karcher, in case you guys don't know, they clean Mount Rushmore for nothing. Did you know that? Yeah, they cleaned it for nothing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I got pictures of that. They cleaned the 4 presidents up there. Hey, Leah, what are those 4 presidents? I know it's George Washington and Lincoln. Who are the other 2?
Oh my goodness. I love history, but I can never retain it. And I went there just this last year.
Did you really?
And
wow.
I did. It was the first time there. We love to travel out west. We'll fly out somewhere, rent a car, and we'll travel for 3-4 days, just seeing whatever there is to see.
There's 4 of them, right? 4 presidents.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I love
nobody looking on Google here, because I know. I think it's Washington. I'm going to guess Washington. As a matter of fact, I'll put that in the PWA page what Karcher did. George Washington. I think Lincoln's on it. I think FDR might be on it. There's one other president.
Here they are. Okay. I know them. Do you want to know?
Wait. Let me try one more time. I want to win the free pass.
Okay, say them again, John. I'll tell you if you're right.
Somebody says my boy Lincoln. Lincoln was great. Donald Trump and Joe Biden. No, I'm only kidding. Ooh, that was terrible. George Washington.
Yes.
Lincoln's got to be on there.
Yes.
FDR's got to be on there.
No.
Teddy Roosevelt then.
Yes. One more.
They're cousins. I'll give out a third hat if somebody can tell me who that third one is. A 4th one.
See?
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Hey, Robbie Witt, he is a true
already.
watcher. He has been watching. I see him every time we're on here. He's a true watcher.
Did he win a hat tonight? Robbie, did you get a hat for me? I think he did. If you did, Robbie, hey, Robbie, you going? Somebody, he might have won a convention pass, so I'm not sure.
He did win a convention pass, but I don't think you're coming, are you, Robbie? Where are you out of?
I'm not giving away. See what it says? John is giving away $3.99 on convention pass. Everybody who's just watching this thing.
And actually, you keep saying $3.99. You know what? We lowered it for our 30th anniversary. So it's actually better for people to come. You guys are saving. It's normally $3.99 for our 30th anniversary. We lowered it to $3.39 for everyone, members and non-members.
Right. And people, so you understand this thing. Look, everybody wants to take credit on Facebook, at least, for something that they really probably shouldn't. Not everybody, a lot of people. This is Leaett's idea as a secretary with the board to give these away. I'm not giving these away. The PWA is. So, Leaett, we're going to give that away in a minute. All right. So, Robbie, what did you win on these shows?
He's won a pass for sure.
Is he going?
I don't think he is. I think he asked for somebody else to take his place. So.
Okay. He's a good guy.
Another thing is with our outdoor demos, it will be the mobile training trailer, the one that we built. Thank you,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you, all the vendors. We had so many vendors contribute to it. It is gorgeous, and it has everything in it that you can think of. And we'll be using those during our classes. So during house, flat, wood, and I believe maybe fleet, but I know for sure house, flat, and wood will be using the hands-on trailer.
Yeah, that trail is unbelievable. I know you had I think you had the power wash store. I think you had AC Lockyer. You had so many vendors that put this all together, and that's a huge trail. It's like 24 feet, right? It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
so you guys, you want hands-on training as part of the Power Clean convention on the PWA side. Uh, hands-on training is a great thing. You can learn a lot. We also have, go back to the certification classes. We got, I think Michael Draper's doing the safety class, right?
He's doing environmental, but we do have 2 safety classes that are included with your convention pass. Like,
Okay.
you don't even have to pay extra. You can go to rooftop safety and respirator training during convention, but to be certified in environmental, Michael Draper will be there.
You know what?
You know what I forgot to mention? We have 3 skids we're giving away. And I'm not sure if you even know it. Tucker Poles I think Tucker is also giving away some window cleaning package or something. Let me see if I can find it, because we just got information on that. So we have some awesome giveaways. We're going to give away a skid at opening. We're going to give a skid at on Friday at a 30th anniversary celebration. We have just a celebration for our 30th anniversary, and then we're giving a skid away at closing ceremony. So there'll be 3 opportunities to win.
You know what? I want to put this out there. That's great. There's 3 skids that you guys can win, and I totally get that. My goal is to never keep the show going on and on like a lot of other shows do. Leaett and I can talk for hours on this because we're very passionate people. So what you guys got to do is go to pwa.org and look up the events, and when you go to the events, look at the convention. You'll see all the information on that. I'm gonna go. Listen, me and Leatte's got 26 years in the business, a 27th year, and I'm gonna learn a lot of stuff. I get a lot of golden nuggets. But we got Leaett. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, so here's some of the skids you can win. You get the Power Clean Compression Pro with Viper Pump and Cola. Look at that. You got a hot water skid right there. There's 2 other skids. Hopefully, we can get them in. PWA moving the process, moving the industry forward. So, Leaett, everybody, if you're listening now, we're gonna give out the final prize. And Leaett, thank you for coming on. I mean, Meg.
Yeah, she
Meg
bailed on us. It was supposed to be
10 minutes. Yeah, but you know what? We're gonna end the show, Meg. We'll get you next time. What do you want? So, what do you want the question to be to give away that convention pass? What do you have? I'm putting you on the spot. You know why? If you're good.
I know.
You're good.
Let me try to think here.
I got a question, but I want you to do it.
No, well, if you get a question, go do it.
What year did Leaett and Husband's company start? What year was that? How's that? Is that a fair question, or is that not?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
Okay. It wasn't 1999. I'm going to tell you that. Thank you, Matthew Miller. Lots of knowledge going on here. Robbie Witt. Let's go to Robbie. You want to pass already? Robbie, I accept apologies.
All right, hey, who is the keynote speaker that I spoke about so highly regarding businesses, and he relates everything to boats? Who is the keynote speaker?
Tell me the first person you see, Leaett, that got it.
Okay. I don't see the comments. Oh, wait. Oh, here they are. Yeah. I see them on the right.
Everybody loves to answer your question. You started coming 1990s. Matthew Miller says 2004.
Nobody knows the keynote speaker? Come on. It's on our convention page. You can go to Power Clean and look up the keynote.
Is it Chuck?
It is Chuck. What's his last name?
Is it Viola?
Violand.
Yeah, I won. No, I'm sorry. Matthew Miller says Chuck Viola. So you spelled it wrong. But what do you think? Is that good enough?
That's good. That is good.
Matthew Miller, look up Leaett Lipka. If you have a problem, hit me up on a PM. I'll forward it to her. You got wait, Matthew. Look, there's Robbie Witt. I know he knows Robbie Witt's one of those kind of guys. My impression is that was in high school. He walked into the physics class. It was too easy. He walked out of it. Matthew Miller, are you going to the convention? If not, we'll do another question. Because it's not transferable. So if you want it, you're going to go to the convention. Robbie Witt's great. I like to meet him in person.
Yeah, he's got to come.
Matthew, yes, sir. Matthew Miller's coming. So
All
there
right,
we
great.
go.
Yeah.
Leaett, I want to tell you, we had a great show. Is there anything else? I'm going to let you close out the show. People, Leaett Lipka, she's the PWA secretary. In my opinion, you know, she could be a president if she wanted it, but there's a lot of stuff goes on involved with that. But Leaett, you close out the show. Thank you for coming on tonight. Meg, she's on in 4 minutes, but you know, Meg, we'll get you next time. She's cool. All right, Leaett, close it out.
All I say is register. Our hotel is absolutely sold out. So now those of you who've got hotel rooms, go on and actually get registered. Go onto our website. And if you have any problems registering, call our 800 number and we'll get you signed up.
Perfect. All right, guys, there you go. There's a lot of hotels right there. Thank you, Leaett. Great show, guys, tonight. We'll see you soon.